All right, we are back with the Esports Report update. Just got done talking about the Winter Invitational, but now it's time to talk about Sunday's 2000 Series tournament. Of course, a Pro Points tournament where all of the players compete on GameBattles.com for a chance to improve their overall seed in all of our competitions, as well as take home some serious money. We have the winner of the 2K Series, one of the members of Curse Las Vegas. Welcome, Parasite, back to the show. Parasite, you guys met up against not Complexity, but Curse New York in a grand final that went to game number 5. Curse Family Feud in the finals. Did you expect to see them there?
I knew they were a really good team when we played them in the Winter League Invitational. However, I didn't expect them to make it that far. When they beat Complexity, I was like, oh, nice. And then they went on to beat Optic, and they just continued on and got to the finals. It was quite a surprise, but I'm honestly very proud of that team for making it that far.
So Curse New York took out Complexity, and the funny thing here is Complexity was playing underneath for Pete Cole. Didn't get number 5, could not get it. Curse New York able to take that one, and then, as you mentioned, took out Optic Gaming. And Optic, they had a pretty good tournament, of course, getting to that semifinal after beating Envious, who took out Strictly Business. So big shout out to Optic for getting that far, but it was Curse New York in the end. Now, this team played as E-Girl Slayers just a few weeks ago back at UMG at the start of the month. Why is this team so good, and do you think that they should be a little rated higher in a lot of people's opinions?
I think they kind of remind me of the old TK, like not the old TK in terms of the roster, but how they were viewed when they first created their team. They're just a bunch of players that are they're not so talented individually, not taking shots at anyone, obviously, but when they mesh together as a team, they work together really, really well, and they're completely unselfish, and they play for the win, like their whole team does. So I mean, they just have a lot of teamwork, and I think that's why they're so good and why they're beating a lot of teams that have a lot more experience and are veterans and are known for placing higher and being individually talented, I guess.
Now, in your matchup that went to Game 5, who was their star player? Who did you have to shut down in order to win that final Search and Destroy?
Well, that final Search and Destroy, it was it was a sweep. We 6-0'd them, and they all had donuts. 3 of them had 0 kills. 3 of them had 0 kills, and Mochila had 2. So I don't think they had a star player that game. So, but yeah.
Okay, so the search wasn't close, but the respawn game modes were.
Yeah.
Is there any 1 star in Curse New York, or is it just a team effort, as you mentioned?
Well, they do have a team effort, but it's kind of hard to pick out a individual player that does really well for them. But I think if I were to have to pick one, it'd have to be Burns. I think Burns makes a lot of the clutch plays, and he's a nuisance. He's just really aggressive, and he gets in your face, hides in your base, and stuff like that. And he makes plays for their team. And if I had to give them a quote unquote MVP, it'd have to be Burns.
Good stuff. All right, so Curse New York ran through the top half of the bracket, taking out Cole, taking out Optic, but you guys ran through the bottom half of the bracket where we had some young guns really showing that just because they're not eligible for Call of Duty Championships doesn't mean they shouldn't be taken seriously. You took out Curse Youth, who did extremely well in the tournament, and then also FUF, Spacely, Bloods and Friends, they took out Justice and then TK. Talk to me about both of these squads.
Well, okay, so first, the FUF team, we know them as Team Baddie or whatever. They're like a group of S&D players that play a lot of GB tournaments and stuff like that, and they formulated a team for competitive and tried to, or they got a lot better at variant-style gameplay in terms of respawn. So when we played them, we knew they were going to be very good at their search and destroys, and we were going to have to win all our respawns in order to survive, I guess. And they had Spacely on the team, which Spacely's he's a veteran player in the pro community, and he contributed a lot to their success in that 2K tournament. He played really well in a lot of our games. So when we played them in the respawns, we knew we were going to have to be very cautious in the way that we play, because we obviously have to win them, because those search and destroys are going to be very tight, and we don't want to rely on them when we're playing such a search and destroy based team. So they took 1 respawn off of us, and that
How
put
mad
us
did
in a
that
hole.
make you?
It made me pretty angry. It was our best map. Granted, it was on their host. It was our best map, Octane. So we lost to Octane. It made me quite mad. So going into that search and
Domination or
destroy,
Blitz?
it was
Sorry.
Domination Octane. We
Wow.
lost that.
Okay.
Yes. We lost that Octane Dom. We had already lost the search, but we won the Blitz and we won the first domination. But that Octane Dom put us in a hole, and we had to go to a search and destroy as the last map. Luckily for us, it was Sovereign, which we 6-0'd Curse New York in the finals on. So we played very well versus them on that map, and we beat them pretty convincingly too, despite them being a search and destroy based team. I don't know. I think we're just good at Sovereign. So
you said Octane Dom was your best game mode. Is it now search and destroy on Sovereign after this weekend, or is that just kind of
well, I don't know.
a random coincidence?
Well, our best respawns, I honestly don't know. It used to be Strike Zone, then it's Octane, then it's like Sovereign. Like every week it's a different map. Like we don't even know. Our Sovereign S&D, we've probably played that map the most, so we would have to say it's our best. But we honestly haven't played much of the other ones, so we're not really too sure where we stand on those maps.
Okay.
But Sovereign seems to be our most consistent in terms of the amount of times we play it and the amount of times we win it.
So Denial and Envy, if you're listening, you might want to veto
that
Sovereign tonight.
Please give us some practice on other maps, please, man. But so yeah, Team Batty, we got really close. We went to final map with them, Search and Destroy, but we ended up beating on that. Then what was the other team? Curse Youth. Oh man.
Yeah, so these guys, of course, this is the misfits from all the teams that dropped them for COD Champs, of course. Methods on there with Realize and more. Talk to me about this Curse Youth squad.
Okay, so they're like you said, they are the misfits of the older teams. They're like the little brothers of all the other teams that had to let go of players due to age restrictions at Call of Duty Championships. You have Methods, who was let go from FaZe.
Yep.
You have Attach, who was let go from Elevate. You have Chino, who was let go from Justice. And you have Realize, who was let go from Denial after Columbus. Wait, were they Denial? I think they were Denial, something like that. And then he kind of quit. He had a little hiatus, but he came back to play with his friends.
A 2-week break. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-week break. And so they kind of formulated a team, and no one really thought too much of them, but they are very good. They're very underrated, and they're very talented individual players who work well as a team. So they beat us in the domination. I think the first map was, I want to say Octane. Yeah, it was on Octane on our host, and Attach actually, dominated us. He dropped like 20 kills on one side. He just completely went off on us. We weren't expecting it. And then we went to the Search and Destroy, and it was best of 3. It was one of the earlier rounds, so we knew we had to win it, or else we were gonna be thrown out the tournament. And so it went 5-5 on the final round. And I died off the break. Killa died, Ricky died, and then Marcus was left in a, I think, 1v3 situation.
And here we go. We're watching it from Realize's perspective as you talk. Continue.
Yeah. So basically, he kills Chino, he kills somebody else, and then he has to defuse the bomb. However, there's only like 10 seconds left, and we have no clue where Attach is. So he runs up to the bomb and plants a trophy on it and just goes, YOLO, I'm going to defuse this bomb and try to get it, or else I'm going to lose. And so he's defusing, and Attach tries to wallbang him through the fence. However, he's hitting the trophy system. He's not hitting Marcus. He thinks he's hitting Marcus. So he keeps shooting and tries to shoot him again, but he misses every shot, and Marcus gets to defuse with like 8 seconds left. It's the craziest play I've ever seen. It was the luckiest thing ever. It was amazing.
Oh my goodness. And you could just see the reaction there from Realize again as he did not get the kill, just took out the trophy system through the wall. That's what makes Call of Duty so fun to watch. Little engagements like that. But you guys were able to take that win, turn that momentum in your direction, and cruise to the victory. Well, I wouldn't say cruise. You fought tooth and nail to the victory versus Curse New York in the end. So congrats on another 2K win. When was the last time you won a 2K before this one?
I think it was sometime like Black Ops 2. I don't even remember. No. Actually, we won one when we had Stainville on our Curse roster with Nameless close to the beginning of the game.
All right, so it's been a while, but you're back, Curse Las Vegas, rather, top of the leaderboard in the Winter Invitational. Chris, I have to say, I love what you guys have going on at the Curse franchise. Not only the Las Vegas team, but the youth squad, and of course the New York team led by Revan. You guys are doing a fantastic job over there. I want to thank you for coming on the Esports Report. Any shout-outs before we go today?
Well, obviously, shout out to Curse, any of the Curse teams, Curse New York, Curse Youth. All of them are amazing teams, and they've been playing really well the past few days, and I can't be more proud of them. Also, big shout out to our management, Curse Blevdog, Curse RLX, Justin, and Chris. They've been helping us a lot and taking care of a lot of things for us in terms of the house, which we should be moving into in about maybe a week or two.
Nice.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. And then also big shout out to our sponsors, Scuff Gaming, Elgato, FPS General. They've been helping us a lot, and they're the reasons why we can do what we do. So it's great. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. You guys can follow him on Twitter at CurseParasiteLV. And, of course, you can always follow MLG at MLG, and I'm MLG Puckett on Twitter. Guys, that's going to do it for today's Esports Report. Big shout-out to Parasite and Las Vegas for their recent performances in the Winter Invitational, as well as the 2K. You can watch them again tonight in their matchup against Denial at 6 o'clock. And make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end on Parasite's stream, as you will see them face off against Envious tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Guys, that's going to do it for this update. But if you missed anything, stay tuned. We'll have the rebroadcast immediately after this.